So I mean, like I told you before, I'd been following Chronicle for like 5 years. And I saw the journey of the product, where it started, where it kind of went. My name is Mike Oroz. I lead information and product security at Vertiv Corporation. Vertiv Corporation produces data center infrastructure as well as edge infrastructure for telecommunications. So some of the historical SIEM challenges we had faced had to do with the trade-offs between what we would ingest and what we wouldn't ingest, and the level of compute resources we had available, and the retention period for which we would retain the data that we would use for investigations. We had to make tough decisions, and that included what we would log versus what we wouldn't log, and that directly had impacts on what we could investigate when something anomalous happened. The team felt very constrained at times, and that was not always knowing what we needed to know and having the data we needed in order to conduct a thorough investigation. The process behind why and how we got to Chronicle was interesting. I'd been paying attention to where Chronicle was for a number of years, and then with the acquisition by Google, I then saw the unlimited capability that Google could bring to a SIEM platform. Some of the differentiation we saw between other SIEM providers and Chronicle was the compute capacity, the storage and retention. All the things that were constraints otherwise were not an issue any longer. And again, we could focus on doing the security work versus maintaining the infrastructure. We've actually maintained the same number of resources, and we're closing almost 3 times more security events as compared to our previous SIEM, and scaled up logging almost 2,200%. The adoption of Chronicle has meant incredible leaps and bounds from an operational standpoint. Just during the point of time when we onboarded the product, we ingested 4 times the amount of logs in the same period of time that we deployed maybe a quarter of that previously. Whereas running a SIEM that's hosted in a cloud environment, you basically have unlimited compute, and at one point, imagine running a query that would take overnight to run. Now we can run in minutes. The speed of conducting an investigation, getting from A to Z, is shortened significantly. The product is so easy to use. I use it myself. I can conduct an investigation beginning to end, and it just overall has reduced our time to completion for an investigation, the MTTR, by approximately 50%. And that in itself is incredible, and it's something you would never accomplish with a traditional SIEM.